Hey everyone, Sebastian here. If you're looking at a Princess cruise in 2026, especially on Sun Princess or Star Princess, you probably noticed something. The prices for Princess Plus and Princess Premier are going up. Some perks are disappearing, and a few new ones got slipped in. It's confusing, and it has a lot of loyal Princess cruisers wondering, are these packages still worth the money, or should I just pay as I go? Today, I'm going to walk you through the changes, line by line. We'll look at what's gone, what's new, and how prices work on Sun Princess specifically, and who should pick Plus, who should jump to Premier, and who should skip both. Let's be honest, nobody likes surprise price hikes. For 2026 sailings, Princess has increased the daily cost for both packages. And if you're sailing on Sun Princess or Star Princess, you're paying even more on top of that. On top of the price jump, they quietly removed some perks people liked, added a few new ones, and dropped a new big restriction on the Plus drink package that has a lot of people frustrated. So the question is simple. Did Princess ruin their most popular package, or did they just move the value somewhere else? Let's dig in. First, let's clear up the timeline because this is where a lot of confusion starts. These new package rules and prices apply to cruises that depart on or after January 14th, 2026. The cutoff for the old packages was July 22, 2025. If you booked a 2026 cruise and added Plus or Premier before July 22nd, you've locked in the old price and the old perks. You keep everything you originally booked, even the perks that are now being removed. No action needed. You're grandfathered in. If you book now or anytime after the cutoff, you're under the new system. New pricing, new inclusions, new exclusions, no way around it. Before we talk about what you get, let's talk about what you no longer get, because this hits Plus and Premier equally. Princess removes several things. Premium desserts are gone. Still, as upgraded gelato and dessert creations are no longer included. The unlimited juice bar is gone as well. So the fresh juices and smoothies are now an extra charge. Included fitness classes like yoga and Pilates are no longer bundled. So you'll pay for those a la carte. Free medallion accessory shipping went away. So now you'll either pay for shipping or pick your accessories up at port. And Princess Prizes, the digital scratch card game tied to your medallion, is gone too. For some people, these won't matter at all. For others, especially folks who like the juice bar and fitness classes, this is a noticeable downgrade. Now the money. Princess has moved to a two-tier pricing system. One price for most ships and a higher price for Sun Princess and Star Princess. Here are the pre-cruise prices you need to know. If you buy on board, it's $5 more per person per day. Princess Plus is $65 per person per day on standard ships and $70 per person per day on Sun Princess and Star Princess. Princess Premier is $100 per person per day on standard ships and $105 per person per day on Sun Princess and Star Princess. That sphere class upcharge adds up fast, especially for a couple on a 7-night cruise. That's why I'm doing the math on Sun Princess. It's more important than ever. This is where people decide plus, premier, or neither. Let's go category by category. This is the most controversial change, and it mostly hits Princess Plus. With Princess Plus, you still get the Plus beverage package with drinks priced up to $15. But now, there's a 15 drink daily limit, and that cap covers a lot more than it used to. Previously, the 15 drink cap was only for alcoholic drinks. For 2026, fountain sodas and mocktails now count towards the same 15 drink total. After the backlash, Princess did clarify a couple of important things. Specialty coffees and teas are now unlimited and don't count towards your 15 drinks. Soda fountains do count. Canned sodas are not included, but you get 25% off. Bottled water is separate with a limit of 12 bottles per day. A typical day might look like this. You start with a morning latte, that's one. You grab a soda at lunch, now you're at two. You have a mocktail at the pool, that's three. Another soda in the afternoon makes four. A pre dinner cocktail brings you to five. You have 5 drinks before dinner, and none of that is crazy drinking. Now compare that with Princess Premier. With Premier, you get the Premier beverage package with unlimited drinks up to $20 each. There's no daily cap on alcoholic drinks, mocktails, or sodas. Bottled water still has a per day limit, but the main point is they're not counting every soda and mocktail against a hard number. If you drink a lot of sodas and mocktails on top of alcohol, that 15 drink cap on Plus is where things start to feel a little tight. Dining is where Princess added real value, especially if you like specialty restaurants. With Princess Plus in 2026, you now get 4 casual dining meals per voyage. It used to be 2. You can use those meals at places like Alfredo's Pizzeria, Salty Dog Gastropub, O'Malley's Irish Restaurant, and similar venues. Just remember, it's 4 meals per cruise, not 4 meals per week. So on longer sailings, those 4 meals get spread pretty thin. With Princess Premier, you get unlimited casual dining and unlimited specialty dining. That includes higher end spots like Crown Grill and Sabatini's, where cover charges can easily run $50 plus per person. If you plan to hit specialty dining multiple times, Premier becomes a good food play, not just a drink play. On a 7 night Sun Princess cruise, a couple doing specialty dining 3 or 4 nights could easily get back the upgrade cost in dining alone. Here's the simple Wi Fi breakdown. With Princess Plus, you get one device on Medallion Net per person. With Princess Premier, you get 4 devices per person. If you're solo or if you're a couple who just need one phone each online, Plus is fine. If you're a family or you work remotely and need laptops and tablets online, Premier starts to make more sense. Both packages still include crew appreciation, your daily gratuities, and there's no charge for OceanNow delivery and room service. Those pieces alone are a big part of the daily value. To make Premier stand out even more, Princess added a shore excursion credit that scales with your cruise length. You get $100 of credit for 6 to 9 day cruises, $200 for 10 to 20 day cruises, and $300 for 21 plus day cruises. You have to use this on Princess booked excursions, so if you already prefer ship tours for convenience and peace of mind, this is real money back. Premier also keeps unlimited digital photos and reserved theater seating for select shows. If you're with someone who buys a photo package or loves formal photos, that piece alone can be huge. Now let's talk about what this actually looks like in dollars on Sun Princess, where the prices are highest. So what are you really buying? Your gratuities are roughly $17 per day. Wi-Fi for one device runs about $25 per day if you were to buy it separately. That's about $42 per day in hard value before you drink a single thing. That means you need to get about $28 per day of value from the plus beverage package and from those casual dining meals. The drink package covers drinks up to $15 with a 15 drink daily cap, and you have 4 casual dining meals per voyage to work with. $28 in drinks isn't hard to hit. 2 drinks at $14 each already get you there. Or it might look like one specialty coffee, 2 sodas, and 1 glass of wine. If you usually get 2 to 3 alcoholic drinks a day, plus on Sun Princess still pencils out pretty easily, and the casual dining meals are extra value on top. Princess Premier on Sun Princess is $105 per person per day. So, is it worth paying $35 more per day to move from Plus to Premier? That extra $35 per day buys you quite a bit. On the drink side, you move from a 15 drink cap up to a $15 per drink to unlimited drinks up to $20. On the Wi Fi side, you go from one device to 4 devices per person. Dining jumps from 4 casual meals per cruise to unlimited casual and unlimited specialty dining. You also get that shore excursion credit. On a 7 night cruise, it works out to be about $100 total, which is roughly $14 per day in value. On top of that, you have unlimited digital photos and reserved theater seating. If you actually use what Premier offers, if you eat in specialty restaurants more than a couple times, you need multiple devices online, and you usually book at least one Princess excursion anyways, the real upgrade cost from Plus to Premier shrinks fast. On a 7 night Princess cruise, a couple doing multiple specialty dinners and at least one excursion through Princess can absolutely get their money back out of Premier. Let's wrap this up with a simple breakdown. Princess Plus is for people who want their gratuities and Wi Fi bundled, who drink a few alcoholic drinks a day but don't come close to 15, and who are happy with a handful of casual dining upgrades instead of eating in specialty restaurants every night. For that kind of cruiser, $70 a day on Sun Princess is still a fair price, and the math works. Princess Premier is for 3 main groups. It's for foodies who love specialty dining and plan to use it several times. It's for heavy users and families who don't want to count every drink and need multiple devices online. And it's for people who usually book ship excursions and like professional photos, because the excursion credit plus the photo package can erase a big chunk of the upgrade cost. If you drink very little or no alcohol, you're fine with free coffee, tea, and lemonade, you don't really need ship Wi Fi, or you're okay buying a small plan, and you prefer do it yourself excursions instead of Princess Tours, then skip both packages and just pay as you go. It's almost always cheaper. In that case, paying for gratuities and buying the occasional drink will be either Plus or Premier. That's a lot of detail, and the truth is, the right answer isn't the same for everyone. I'd love to hear what you think. Is the 15 drink limit on Plus a deal breaker for you? Does unlimited specialty dining and Premier make it an automatic yes? Or are you leaning towards skipping both and paying as you go? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you've already sailed with the 2026 version of these packages, let everyone know whether it felt worth it in real life. And if you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to check out more upcoming Sun Princess content.